The number one thing that I'm considering when I refer to a bull market or a bear market is the 200-day moving average. Anything that is above that, in my perspective, is a bull momentum. Okay, it doesn't have to be a bull run that is going on for years, but is a bull momentum. Anything below, it's a bear momentum. And then I approach my trading based on where we are. If I am into that bull, so above the 200-day moving average, I'm a little bit more relaxed and I can do trade that goes, I have some trade that are still in from December, end of December. We're in March, so 3 months in, and I'm still in that trade because I let them go. If we are below the 200, I have to be much quicker because those swings are much faster. And as you know, we can drop like 20, 30, 50% in a couple of days. So you have to be a little bit more alert.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I have an esteemed guest with us today. Bruno, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, nice meeting you, and thanks for having me. Yeah, my name is Bruno, and I've been into crypto for now a couple of years. I really jumped into the 2020 rally. That's where kind of like things started getting serious for me, and I've been in since then, and I'm riding this next bull run that is up and coming, and it's very nice of you having me here.
So, how did you actually get into crypto? Like, what motivated you to join in?
That's a good question. So what I did is that do I say your name correctly if I say Hassan or is Hassan?
Hassan.
Hassan, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, my pronunciation.
no, it's fine.
So what I did is that I finished university like most of people, and then I entered into this company. So it's like a world of corporations, and I wanted to go up the ladder of a corporation, and that's what I did. So I started as a sales representative, and very quickly I managed to become a general manager of the company. So I took over basically the full company. And if you want to call it success, well, was considered a successful career, but I quickly realized before the 3 years that it was probably not the way that I wanted to live my life. And I didn't want to stay in that rat race, when you
So,
travel
is
for
it
40
because of
minutes.
the work-life balance, or
Yeah, yeah, it is because of that, and also give a little bit more meaningful to life, a little bit more meaning, and spend time with the loved one rather than being always focused on making money and being away from home and not be able to stay with my wife and my son. I just had a son a couple of weeks ago, so thank you. So the goal was really to find a solution to this problem, which really was not a problem because I was blessed. I managed to become a general manager. I was making good money. My wife was making good money. So it was not really that I was in a bad spot, but I wanted to make sure that while I was still among the lucky one, find a solution sooner than later. I didn't want to be in a bad spot before finding the solution. So I kind of like did some research. I looked into opening businesses, and I looked into purchasing businesses. But then eventually, through friends and communities, I stumble upon the crypto industry, the crypto world, and then the rest is history, as they say.
perfect? So, why haven't you, for example, focused on like specific crypto? Like, let's say a lot of people in the space, they would focus, for example, only on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Just be like very focused on only one coin. Why do you have it like wide open? Like, for example, I see you considering a lot of cryptos. So, what goes
Yeah.
this?
So that's a very good question. I consider this to be a the best opportunity that I've seen in my life. I'm 30 years old, so I never seen anything like this. And limiting yourself into one specific coin, I think it can be detrimental to the success that you can have. It's like talking about investing into one specific stock. It's like, why don't you invest only on Amazon or Apple, rather than seeing every single other stock that you have in the world. If you talk about holding the coins, Bitcoin is the only thing that I hold for a very long period of time. But if you're talking about maybe trading or maybe getting in and out into coins, then I open myself to other opportunities, because depending on the period of time of the year, there are coins who perform better than other coins. I don't prefer, and I'm not a big fan of like those speculative coins, like those meme coins, those worthless coins. I just don't like that. I only focus on a project that do have some sort of meaning behind. At least the concept needs to be there. If we do not materialize, then that's a different problem. But at least we need like a little bit of a concept with always with that in mind.
I see. Very, very nice. An interesting perspective because I hold a very similar perspective. Like I just focus on the utility rather than just like being locked into one specific coin. I appreciate
Yeah,
obviously Bitcoin's concept of freedom and it started the whole movement, but there is a lot of other cryptos that solve maybe different problems that
I
Bitcoin is
think so.
not focused on. But obviously for saving, it's one of the best, if not the best place like within the space. So how about like
Yeah.
the current market trend? Obviously, you mentioned that maybe it's like a bull run or like we are almost basically like maybe at the cusp of a new trend. So how do you see it? Is it like because some see this as a maybe a bubble that will blow off, or some see it as the usual cycle bull market? So how do you see this point of view of your point of view on the market right now?
Yeah, in the last couple of days, I try to be active on a daily basis on my profiles, YouTube, Twitter, whatever that is, just because the market is so dynamic, and that's really why I do that. The last 3 4 days, I've been talking about the total market cap approaching that $2.4 trillion, and there's a very strong resistant level at that 2.44. We broke it briefly yesterday or 2 days ago, I don't remember, but in the last days. But I knew that we were going to have a retrace because it's just everything was a little bit too overextended. The MACD. I don't want to go into specific, but
You can mention the dates because I think hopefully we'll be able to air this episode like this weekend, but just
yeah,
so people can have in context. So I think that today is the
March the 5th
yeah, the March the 5th.
here.
We started to have like some downturn.
That is correct. So March the 4th, March the 3rd, and March the 2nd, I've been talking into my videos and I've been referring to this $2.44 trillion market cap. That is a very strong resistant level. And I was expecting in the near term, nobody knows when it's going to happen. It happens sooner than later because today we saw, I don't know if you saw the market, but there was a couple of candles of 15-20% drop. Bitcoin, Cardano, Solana, XRP, basically everything had a massive drop. And it's not about being a magician or having a magic sphere. It's just a little bit of intuition. It's always there. It needs to be there, but also trying to clean up your headspace from the noise. That's really the most important thing in my perspective. Yeah.
What do you would say the go-to key market indicator that you look for, or like what is your preferred tools? Let's say, for example, is it the RSI, is something else, is something more complex or technical?
No, not very complex. I keep it simple. Just like anything in life, I think simplicity is the way to go. The number one thing that I'm considering when I refer to a bull market or a bear market is the 200-day moving average. Anything that is above that, in my perspective, is a bull momentum. Okay, it doesn't have to be a bull run that is going on for years, but is a bull momentum. Anything below, it's a bear momentum. And then I approach my trading based on where we are. If I am into that bull, so above the 200-day moving average, I'm a little bit more relaxed and I can do trade that goes, I have some trade that are still in from December, end of December. We're in March, so 3 months in, and I'm still in that trade because I let them go. If we are below the 200, I have to be much quicker because those swings are much faster. And as you know, we can drop like 20, 30, 50% in a couple of days. So you have to be a little bit more alert. So right now I'm very relaxed and I'm just letting the wave ride.
Would you say that, like you just mentioned about a few minutes ago about the market cap for the whole
Yeah.
market? So, do you think that what is the potential in this bull run? Can we reach like maybe a 10 trillion market cap, or like what is the estimations that you see floating around, and also what's the estimation from your point of view?
Difficult to say, but what I can expect being conservative, we should double at least this. So 2.5 into the 5 trillion. I think that is a fair estimate. It's really difficult to say. It does depend a lot on Bitcoin, like how high we go with that, because right now, out of the 2.3 trillion, 2.4 trillion, 1.3 is just Bitcoin, right? So it's like 50%, more than 50%. So it really depends on how Bitcoins perform. In my opinion, we can see Bitcoin anywhere from the 150 to the 250. I know that some people online are talking about the millions of dollars, 500,000, but I try to be a little bit more conservative. Those are numbers that are absolutely doable. There's many reasons. If you want, I can jump into that, but I think that 150 to 250 is a doable price target.
Over the previous cycles, you have seen Bitcoin market share diminish, like relative to other coins. So do you think this trend will continue on, or Bitcoin will regain momentum because maybe Lightning has improved its transactionability, or like what's your view on Bitcoin as a of market share as we go into this bull run further?
That's a good question. I think that it's going to improve because before we were dealing only with retail investors. Okay, so retail investors saw opportunities with altcoins and decided to spread a little bit more. But right now we have the institutions that got into the game, and that's a game changer. So I think that those institutions are going to, as of right now, invest only in Bitcoin because that's what they can invest. Maybe Ethereum, Solana in the future, depending on how this goes. But I think that, yeah, Bitcoin, answering your question, should be able to gain some market share here.
Okay, and also about Ethereum, it seems like Ethereum is like for the most part, it's almost following Bitcoin market price trends, like
Yeah.
historically. So you think this will continue on, or maybe it will detach?
That's a good question. Difficult to say. I mean, the fact that Ethereum is the second position for that ETF approval, that has a bullish momentum for the future. But at the same time, Ethereum is losing a lot of steam when it comes down to Solana and other competitors. Layer one, perhaps crypto out there. And there's a lot of competition that here's the main difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin. Bitcoin has that mystic area around, you don't know who it is, what's going on. It's always a little bit, if you want to avoid, like, let's take everything out from the picture. It's just cooler, if you want it to. It's just a cooler concept. Ethereum is a company, if you want to put it that way. You have an owner, you have a CEO, you have a founder, you have a marketing director, whatever that is. So you can get more competition because now you don't really have that competitive advantage that Bitcoin has. So Ethereum has a little bit more risk to face those issues, and they are facing those issues. I think that Solana in this bull run is going to outperform big time Ethereum. Might be wrong, but that's my opinion.
I see. But do you think that maybe layer twos that has been introduced for Ethereum, like for example, Arbitrium and Optimism, like to basically facilitate cheaper transactions using ETH, are these going to maybe counter this negativity surrounding Ethereum or
Yeah, so it's a good point. Now, the fact that they are already doing that is because they understand the danger that these other coins are bringing to the table, and they have to adapt. They have to improve. That's the entity of the coin anyway. But still, they are doing that a little bit faster than, in my opinion, would have done if they didn't have this competition. It's really difficult to say. As of right now, I like Ethereum as an investment, but I don't have, honestly, big positions with Ethereum. As a matter of fact, I don't have almost nothing into Ethereum. And if I have to point the finger on why, and if I have to point the finger on why, I really don't know. Maybe I just don't trust the guy, the Vitalik guy. It doesn't look like a trustworthy person to me. I don't know. I don't know.
From my point of view, I always like to invest in stuff that has limited quantity.
Yeah.
Because especially after the Luna fiasco, it's like a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Because the protocols change. So even if something has a very cool protocol, but it has unlimited supply, then yeah, it can be inflated away. So obviously,
Definitely.
it's not like not every protocol has the same risks as Luna, but yeah, it's still a bit slightly more risk.
This episode is sponsored by DegreeSign.
CoinExams platform was purpose-built by DegreeSign to be one of the best-performing platforms in the crypto space.
DegreeSign is an agency developing web products with a long experience of building products from scratch for maximum performance and stability.
Start today. Just email make@degreesign.com.
Okay, so right now, do you see the market like we have seen throughout the past years, as you mentioned, like a lot of meme coins and a lot of the projects that doesn't have even the concept fundamentals, just like basically a price go up a mentality and nothing else stands.
Nothing there, yeah.
Yeah, so do you think that we're gonna see less of that moving forward, or is it going to be stay the same? Like there will always be like some meme coins.
I think there's going to be always some, but as people, I'm completely against those meme coins. Like I just don't like them. And the reason I don't like them is because truly are based on speculation and really on nothingness. And also that concept of quick money, I just don't like that too much. The other thing that I despise about these altcoins, these meme coins, is that you can make so much money already by doing normal trade without even leveraging yourself, without borrowing any of that. Just like normal trade. Example, Solana. I started talking about Solana in my channel when it was at $24. It went up to $135. I mean, that's an exponential, like, I don't know, 800% return. So what else do you want more? I mean, why do you have to go into, oh, I want to get rich out of $50? It's not going to happen. And if it does happen, then you're most likely going to lose all the money that you made anyway. So really, I encourage people, those who follow me, to not focus on that aspect, because there's so much more opportunity. And honestly, I almost think that there's a conspiracy theory there. This meme coin is for the public to really stay poor, because the only thing you would have to do is shift your mindset. And even if you have 50, 500, 5,000, 50,000, the concept is the same. Just use that those strong, solid altcoins out there, and keep them riding, and you should be able to see some type of profit at the end of the day.
But regarding profit, like when do you basically cash out or like take some profits? Because as we saw, like for example, in the last bull run, people kept speculating that maybe Bitcoin will reach 200, reach 100, and
Yeah.
so they kept riding it until it basically went into bull market and it lost a lot of value. So you think like when is the best time to get out, or is it better to, for example, keep long-term savings, like don't focus on the cycles, or don't focus on maybe the short-term gambling, like the 4 years or 5 year cycles, and instead focus on the next 20 years? Or like, what is your perspective on it?
So kind of like in the middle, because truly in the next 20 years, we don't know if this crypto is still going to be around. I think it will. I really think it will, but we don't really know. And that's the reality of it. We just don't know, and nobody knows. And whoever says that we know is a liar. I have a strong suggestion, and I really believe that we will see crypto and Bitcoin for the next 5, 10, 100 years, hopefully. But we just don't know. When it comes down to the way I personally trade, as I said, the only coin that I keep for a very long time is Bitcoin, and that's what I'm doing. I'm holding maybe 80% of my position into Bitcoin for the last 2 years or so. I don't know exactly for long, but at least 2 years. And the rest, the 20%, I go with that 80-20 rule, just like anything in nature goes by that. The rest of that 20%, I'm more than happy if I lose everything, because it doesn't really matter. So I am able to risk a little bit more, and I tend to take profit when I see that FOMO, overextended positions. And usually when I make that decision, Hassan, is when I see the chart into the weekly, so a little bit more of a longer time frame. That really gives you a better understanding of, okay, this is getting out of control. And another thing that I encourage people to do is, when you take profit and you make 20, 30, 40, 100%, be happy with it. You know, if the coin goes up another 100%, who cares? You made 100%. Just just relax and enjoy life. Don't worry about that.
I see. So maybe like the advice, don't be too greedy, because it might.
Yeah.
I see.
Exactly.
Very good. Thanks for that perspective and advice. Is there anything else like you want to say, like about the current condition for the market and like current volatility? Like, what are you currently focused on?
Yeah, what I'm currently focused on is understanding where are we going with this price for Bitcoin. I think that the 74 range, that was my price target from October 2023. We had a very massive triangle going on from 2022 up to that, I think 17 of October 2023. So that's where we have this very nice candle that broke above that triangle. And that's where I said, guys, this is happening. And the price target for that was $73,000 back in October. And I've been telling that over and over and over. And at 28,000, I think that was 26,000, 28,000, the price back then, people thought I was crazy. But now not anymore because we are very close to that 70K. So 73 is still in my target. That's what I believe we should hit sooner than later, hopefully before the halving. And then after the halving, see if that drop actually happens, that 20-30% happens. It's difficult to say, Hassan. And the reason I say that is that we never had the institution really come into the crypto yet. So this is the first year. And I believe that this cycle is going to look more or less like others, but yet different. So I encourage people to not be so sure about anything in life in general. But
so you don't believe in the super cycle prediction, like to have like because of the institutions backing?
yeah, might be. It really might be. And that's what I'm saying. So even the drop though, like maybe people say after the halving, we can expect 20, 30, 40% drop. I don't know. Maybe no. Maybe we keep seeing inflows and billions of dollars into the DTF. Hong Kong is next in line after USA. South Asia, I think Thailand
I
is.
think we already arrived at the all-time high here in Indonesia. So yeah.
No, I'm talking about the ETFs. Like there's going to be a
yes.
Yeah, for Hong Kong and South, there's a couple of countries in South Asia. Europe is going to be next. Once London is open to ETFs, there's going to be a massive amount of inflow as well. So it's a limited supply. Therefore, maybe we don't even see the drop. Maybe we just keep riding and riding and riding. Difficult to say.
So yeah, it could be like, for example, like what we see in stock, the S&P 500 to just like continue rising with inflation. So
Correct.
Okay, so
Yeah.
is there any like the best channels for people to reach you? Like you have the YouTube channel. Is there any other channels or social media that you want to plug in?
Yeah, I have Twitter. I have my Twitter account. That's where I talk about price target, entry point. I'm very transparent, Hassan. So I tell people what I'm currently doing, and nothing of what I say is a financial advice. But if someone wants to hear and listen to someone who has been doing this for years, then they can go and check my account and see, okay, this guy is entering this position. You know, they can understand how I am actually riding this 2024 bull run.
Very interesting. Thanks for sharing your thoughts on this, and yeah, best of luck in this bull run. So
my pleasure. Thank you very much. Nice meeting you, brother.
you too.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Bye-bye.